On my 4th birthday, Mom baked a cake for me and set it high on a shelf. Evidently, it was not high enough. My younger brother Larry climbed up there and took a fistful of cake right out of the middle of it. I was mad, so I hit him, and he bit a chunk out of my back. Mom put camphor-phenique on it, and it stung like crazy. I cried a lot for my ruined cake, my wounded back, and for having an all-around horrible birthday. I learned early that, even though Mom tried to salvage it, you cannot camouflage a fistful of missing cake. In the summer of 1954, we moved from the Minnesota farm to Topeka, Kansas. It was in Topeka that things really began to fall apart. My parents' marriage was already in trouble when my mom became pregnant with Janet. On the day in 1957 when Janet was born, my mom took a cab to the hospital and left the other 3 of us at home alone. Janet was so cute, and I loved her so much. I learned that my mom never complained about her pregnancy or having another mouth to feed. Mom divorced my dad, and I remember thinking, maybe now we'll have some peace, but we didn't. Mom worked at the Topeka State Hospital as an aide in order to feed, shelter, and clothe us. She worked nights and left the 4 of us at home alone. There was no way she could afford a babysitter. It was in the spring of 1960 that my mom's world stopped. Janet had not been well that winter, and Mom had taken her to the doctor. There came a morning when Mom was going to take the rest of us to school. "Get up, Janet. Let's take the kids to school," Mom said. "I can't get up," Janet replied. "Well, why not?" Mom asked. "Because I can't walk," she stated. She wasn't scared or crying. She was just stating a fact. "I'll give you a nickel if you get up and walk," my mom said, trying to bribe her. I saw the fear and the concern in my mom's face, and I was scared too. So we walked to school, and Mom took Janet to the doctor. Mom did not talk to us about what the doctor said, but I saw her give a Herculean effort to keep things together. Sometime in late July of 1960, Janet was admitted to the hospital. She was there 4 months and 2 days before the leukemia took her little life. It was my mother's darkest hour. Janet was given an experimental nitrogen mustard treatment and 23 pints of blood. During that time, Mom tried to be in 3 places at once. She had to work, and she had to spend every minute she could with her dying baby. And she had to take care of the 3 of us. Something had to give, and it was her. She took the stimulant dexedrine so that the thing she could give up was sleep. She didn't know that the drug would further weaken her already damaged heart. I suspect that she would have done whatever it took to try to be with her baby, provide for the rest of her children, to do the impossible without complaining. Mom did not allow the 3 of us to see Janet the last 2 weeks of her life. When I was grown up, Mom explained that the tumors had grown on Janet's forehead and on her kidneys. Janet looked disfigured as the leukemia progressed. Mom was right not to let us see her. I knew that even in her shattered emotional state, Mom tried her best to protect the rest of us. Mom's life was shrouded in unspeakable grief. It was 12 years before she finally began to accept Janet's death and deal with the loss. Oh, she acknowledged that Janet was gone, but I believe her soul rebelled against the death of her 3.5-year-old baby. I knew Mom never stopped grieving for Janet, even though she did her best to keep going. The last 9 months of her life, she lived with my husband and me. I was shocked when the doctor prescribed hospice care. I realized I couldn't see what was happening to her right in front of me. She died on Easter Sunday, March 30th, 1997. Her body was cremated. It rained the day we stood around the grave. I read Psalm 23, we prayed, and I spread her ashes where Janet had been laid to rest so many years before. It was the right thing to do. My mom showed me how to do the right thing, even when it's difficult.